Everyone, it's Tony Richards, and welcome to today's Life Focus. Today, I want to talk about when it's time to let go and walk away. Leaders have to be able to know when to do this and how to do this, because you know what? We can't possibly do everything. We can't possibly try and do everybody's job for them. Sometimes we have to know when it's time to let go and just walk away. You see, intuitively, as leaders, we all know when it's time to walk away from something. We do. But a lot of times we let fear stop us. Well, you see, if I give this assignment to them, then everybody's going to think they know more than I do. Well, if I do this, then my child is going to have more autonomy, and I want them to stay closer to me still. So we wrestle and we grapple with things, don't we? We really do. But don't let the what ifs stop you. Don't let what's happened in the past stop you either. You know, I tried this once and it just didn't work out, so I don't think it's going to work again. Well, when was that? Well, it was like 20 years ago. Well, or even if it was 20 minutes ago. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it hold you back. You need to move forward as a leader. You need to understand that there are times when I'm going to need to let go. Don't let the what if stop you. Don't let what happened in the past stop you. Just walk. Don't look back in the rearview mirror. Too many of us spend our lives looking through the rearview mirror and miss the great vista that's in front of us. If it's meant to come back around at a later date, it will. And trust that. Some people say, that's hard for me to do. Well, I understand, but we still have to be able to do that. We've got to be able to say, okay, I know Tracy can do this, so I'm just going to let Tracy handle it. I know that this isn't necessarily what I think should happen, but Dante's ready, so I got to let him do it. Here are some things you can do as a leader when it's time to walk away. First of all, I always say, no matter what, pray. I know it sounds simple, but I'll tell you what, there's so much power in prayer. I think you have to know how to pray through things. It's not always easy to give up a project or to let someone else on the team or family, on the committee, whatever it may be, take over the work that you have worked so hard to develop in your own mind, and maybe you have. Maybe there are times and maybe there are things that have happened that I just don't want to let go of it. But if I'm going to progress, if I'm going to get ahead, I have to. Javed, you know that. Pray for comfort, for guidance, for peace and assurance that it's the right time. Number 2, remember. I remember my first job when the boss came up to me and asked me how things were going on the job that I was doing, and I said, fine. It's going really well. And he looked at me and he said, okay, Tony, I'm releasing this project to you because I know you can handle all aspects of it. Come and see me if you have any questions. And then he simply turned and walked away. That was hard. I know it was hard for him and it was hard for me. Like, whoa, you're giving me that responsibility? But sometimes we have to know when it's time to do that. We really do. Having trouble releasing something? Remember, someone at some time released something to you that helped you develop. Now do the same for them. That's how we grow our leaders. That's how we support our leaders. That's how we serve our leaders. Number 3, what else could you do? Several years back, I found myself in a position where I was let go for a job, and to be honest with you, to this day, I don't fully understand why. While I won't go into details, I was devastated. It was the worst hurt I could ever remember. Never happened to me. Like, what happened? You see, the ride home, I began thinking about what I would do with my life now. For me personally, no other career choice would make me happy, or so I thought. Several weeks later, I realized that this was God's way of pulling me out of my comfort zone to focus on my true calling. And at that time, I forgave and realized that it was time to let go and move on. See, not only as a boss, but and as a leader do we have to do that for our family, for our friends, for our coworkers, for our ministry, whatever it might be. We have to do it for ourselves as well. But to get there, sometimes we have to, what I call step 4, take a step back. You see, after that episode, I talked to a friend who told me to take a step back and assess from a higher level. And sometimes when you get out of your own situation and kind of look at it at that 30,000 foot level, things look a whole lot different. So take some time for yourself. Maybe it's just a few days alone in the woods or just a day off. But take that time away and step back. It will do you a world of good. It really will. And number 5, slowly step back into whatever the situation is, whatever the role is, whatever it might be. Check on someone that you've given the responsibility to. How are you doing? Do you have any, set up checkpoints along the way? After a few weeks, I decided it was time to get going again. But this time it would be in a new direction. And after taking some time, I realized that I had ignited a fire in me that was my true passion and my true calling. And sometimes, Kimberly, that's hard. It's hard to accept because we are in a comfort zone, because this is the way we've always lived. You see, I spend time preparing and am so glad that I did, as it allowed me to analyze, to assess, to plan, to let go, to go forward. And sometimes that's what we have to do. We have to walk away. We have to let go of a situation, of a person, of a job, of something. We have to let go in order to go forward. Hey, thanks for listening today. Write me at TonyRichardsSpeaking@gmail.com. Check my website out at TonyRichards.net. Would love to come and speak for your group. Look at my website, TonyRichards.net, and in there there's a booking link. Would love to come and talk for you. Okay, you have a great day. Be blessed. Take care. Stay safe. Wear the mask. Be careful. Enjoy your day. Sometimes let go of something. Let go so you can go forward.